What is up, Nomad Nation? If you're watching this video, that's good. It means you all survived the coronavirus and the great toilet paper shortage of 2020. Another day. You're like me. You're probably sitting at home doing everything you can to avoid going out there to the stores. I probably need to go get some food, and I'm going to need toilet paper before long. I have to admit it. And yeah, I'm dreading that. Everybody keeps posting these pictures and memes and things all over social media. So it's got me to where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I'm not trying to stand in line for 2 hours for the last roll of toilet paper or something. I got enough stuff at my house to make it for a while, so I haven't been worried about it. But here before long, I may have to go find toilet paper. Hopefully you guys are all stocked up and you're ready. The markets have been going crazy also, big drops in the last couple of weeks. But the good thing about being a day trader and trading the strategy that I trade is I'm just looking for something that's moving, that has a lot of volatility, and I'm in and out of it so fast. There's always some stock that's moving. Whether the market's up or down, it doesn't matter all that much to somebody like me. So those of you that are retiring soon, it matters to you. But people like myself that are building their retirement accounts and trading in and out very quickly, not that big of a deal. Anyway, as far as the market's concerned. But anyway, today I placed some trades in my small account, Etrade Small Account Challenge account. I know I'm jumping on the bandwagon with the small account challenge thing that everybody's doing these days, but it is a pretty good idea because most of you people that are watching this video are going to have smaller accounts. If you're watching this and you're new to trading, you're probably not trading a $25,000 account that's over the PDT rule. You're probably not trading $50,000 accounts. You're probably most likely trading $500, $1,000 accounts. So it's a lot more beneficial to you guys to show what's possible with that size of an account, that you can trade right alongside somebody and see the trades that are placed and the size that we take and everything like that, instead of watching somebody trade 20,000 shares in and out in 20 seconds, and making their money. So anyway, jump over there and show you the trade that I took today and what's been moving in the market. Okay, we got OPGN. This is the stock that I traded, the only stock I traded. Hey, up here you can see that I'm not just bullshitting you. I really am trading this small E-Trade account. You can see right here I made $142.36 today on that one trade. And my account's at $1,914 as of today. Trying to grow it from $1,500 to over $25,000 as quick as I can. Get from under the PDT and starting with the same size account that most of you guys probably have in the same range, and get from there to being over the PDT rule and the struggles that go along with it. And I'm kind of documenting them all here. So right now we have OPGN. Looks like it's actually possibly getting ready to make another move. It's trying to anyway. It's right at that resistance point, as you can see right here. There's some resistance right here in this, about 440 range, somewhere in here. If it can break through that and get over that, really 450 or so. If it can get over 450, I might consider taking a trade and getting back out of it up here in this range when it hits this resistance here, or possibly up here in the 480s. But that's only if it can break this 450 range. If it does, I might take a trade live while making this video. Anyway, a trade that I took today, it started right out of the gate around $2, $2.20 is where it was trading yesterday. Pre-market, it shot up on news. Basically, they're playing the coronavirus, COVID-19 hype, and partnered with somebody to do COVID-19 tests. So that's the news and the hype and everything that got it going. Then it kind of faded around 10:30 or so. That's when it really broke out. You can see that it was downtrending. It started to curl, and then boom, volume came in. It shot up. It got halted right here. I'll be honest with you, I missed this move, even though I was watching it pre-market and then watching it in here. But then it kind of lost my interest because it broke the 200 and looked like it was just going to fade back down. So I didn't catch this move here. But anyway, it pretty much went straight up and got halted. I did get alerted to it when it halted, so I started watching it. I personally don't buy the first candle the first 1 minute candle right out of a halt, because it can shoot down just as fast as it shoots up, and I don't want to be caught in that. So typically I'll watch the first candle and kind of see, is there, still buyers in there? Is it looking to go up, or is it going to drop right out of the gate? This one shot up, so I was watching it. I bought it in the 480 range. I think my average was like 477 or 476, somewhere right in here. And then as it got up to the 520s, I sold between 512 and 527, I think. So somewhere right in here. So that's how quick, I made $142 with a small account, literally in like a minute, maybe 2 minutes tops. So that's how quick you can do it. That's what's possible. And I didn't by any means nail the move. I didn't nail the bottom. I didn't nail the top. Nowhere near it. All I did was play it safe, get in and out of it quick, and take my profit and get out of the way. Then I should have been, I was watching it in here, ended up coming down here and touching VWAP. And again, this is why I use VWAP and have it on my charts, because you'll see stocks react to it all the time. If you look right here, there it is reacting to VWAP, bouncing off of it. Here it is coming down, touching it, bouncing off of it. Here it is again, walking along it. So, if you didn't have VWAP on there, you'd be like, hey, why is that resistance there? What's going on there? But with VWAP on there, you can see that the stocks really do seem to react to it. Of course, you're going to have times where it's going to break through, such as it did there. But it does tend to react to it. A lot of stocks do. But anyway, coming down here, and then it shot up. If I'd have been really watching it close, I might have taken a trade right in here as it got through this resistance right here. I might have taken a trade from here and then got out up here at this resistance. That would have been another quick couple minute trade, but I did not. I wasn't watching it closely enough. Whenever you're under the PDT rule, like I am with this account, I end up doing other things, because I take a trade like I did here, and then I'm like, oh, I've only got 3 trades in a 5-day rolling calendar, so basically 3 trades a week, and I've taken one. So I tend to, if I take a trade, I tend to not watch it as closely as I would if I was trading above the PDT or in an offshore broker account, and was able to make, a bunch of trades in and out. When you only got a few, you end up taking one, and then your mindset kind of turns to, okay, it's got to be, an amazing setup, perfect if I'm going to trade again. Otherwise, I won't be able to trade tomorrow. So that's where my mindset was on that. And then another trade that I would have taken right here, but I started working on making a YouTube video. But otherwise, I would have taken this trade right here, because it broke through VWAP, bounced off the 200 moving average, bounced off VWAP again, so it was holding VWAP, and then broke through the 200. And then it also came through this resistance right here. And at that point, with volume down here, you can see the volume got a little heavier. I would have probably taken that trade and then looked to get out of it at this resistance here. I would have been looking a little bit right here to see how it reacted, and then I would have really been looking right here, which is pretty much exactly the high of that little move upwards. And you can also, if you're very new to trading, this is a good example of being able to predict what stocks are going to do. The reason that people that trade all the time are able to be profitable is by learning the patterns and learning what the odds are of a stock making a certain move or stopping at a certain price. Or so you just learn to anticipate. You buy because it's breaking out. In this situation, of course, there's lots of strategies. I'm just talking about what I was doing today. buy whenever it breaks out or breaks through resistance, and then you're looking to get out or at least start scaling out when you get to that next resistance point. Wherever the stock started getting toppy previously is a good place to get out. So, or at least start to get out. And sometimes I'll take a little bit off and then hold it, and if it starts pulling back, I'll get out of the rest of it. Sometimes it'll pull back and keep going up, and then I'll hold a piece of it longer, and then I would be looking to get out of the rest of my position, or at least most of it, at the top, at the high of day, somewhere in here, maybe up here if it could get there. And then after that, holding maybe a little piece of it if you wanted to see if it could continue higher. Or typically, honestly, I'd be out of it unless I'm buying the high of day break, and sometimes I'll buy the high of day break. Then you're looking at resistance from other days. So anyway, all I did was make my money on this tiny little move here. I did not trade here, which is a move that I would have traded. Did not trade here, which would have been another move I would have traded. And then since then, there hasn't been anything that interests me. And here it is dropping. We're in power hour, 2:36 Central Time, which means we got about 24 minutes till market close. Would like to see it a lot stronger at this point if I was going to look at something. Sometimes I'll see stocks that are closing higher and they've had a lot of volume throughout the day, and if they close super strong, that's something that I'll look to hold into after hours a little bit and then get out of it in after hours. I try not to hold anything overnight. Why is that, you ask? You got PDT, you got to hold things overnight, right? Well, that's part of why I hate the PDT, is because it kind of makes you in the mindset of thinking you need to hold something overnight. And I've lost almost $10,000 on one stock because I held it overnight. I was not even under the PDT rule whenever I was holding that stock and that account. But I'm just saying, that's one of the lessons I learned, to not hold stocks overnight unless I have a super strong feeling about it. It's pretty rare. That one in particular that I'm talking about, I was short on the stock and held it overnight, and the company got bought out after hours. When the market was closed, they announced that they'd been bought out. So the next morning pre-market, I wake up and it's like $20 a share higher. I forget what it was, but it was a crazy amount higher. And I was down almost $10,000 just by going to sleep at night. So that's why I'm very scared and sheepish when it comes to holding stocks overnight, long or short. I've been burned by it too many times, and that's why I hate the PDT rule, because if you're trying to trade a small account like this, then your tendency is to look for things to hold overnight because you want to conserve your day trades so you can trade as much as possible. And especially when you start out trading stocks, you're definitely in that mindset that you're trying to make as much money as you can quickly, and you haven't really been beaten down by the market enough times to realize that it's more of a marathon than a sprint. I remember whenever I was in that situation, and I'm just like, man, 3 trades a week, this is terrible. I want to trade 10 times a day. And if you're good, then yeah, that's a possibility, trading a higher frequency like that. But when you're starting out, you don't know what you're doing, and that's the reason they have the PDT, is to keep people from over trading, I think. But at the same time, in my opinion, this is people that are trading the stock market are grown adults, and they should be able to lose their money as quickly as they want to. If I want to trade 10 times in a day and lose all my money, I feel like I should be able to do that. So I'm not big on the government regulation of the PDT rule, but that's just my take on it. We'll probably make a whole video about that at some point, about the PDT and the benefits and the disadvantages that go along with them. But as far as OPGN, it's looking pretty dead at this point. It's held up a lot better than I thought it would, but just no setups that I'm seeing that I want to trade. Another one that was moving was AYTU. I did not trade that, but I was watching it. ETRN I was watching also. This is a good example of a stock following the 50 moving average, which I don't typically have on my charts, but it's stocks like this that make me consider it, because every time it was close to that 50, it just kept following it and going all the way up. Eventually it crashed through it and then went to VWAP, which is more support for my VWAP theory. But yeah, the 50 I don't usually have on my charts, and maybe I may tinker around with having it on a few of them from here on out. I don't know. Every once in a while I'll throw it on there like I did on this one, and then find that, hey, it kind of did follow the 50, but sometimes it doesn't. APRN was another one that was watched. I was watching it here. It had kind of a cup and handle, a rough looking cup and handle pattern as it made the cup and then kind of made the handle and then shot up, pulled back and then kept going up. So it's a little bit of a rough looking cup and handle. That would have worked out pretty well if you'd have bought the break. You just would have had to hold it through here, and that's kind of hard to do, especially as a new trader. Even for me, if I was buying this break right here and then it pulled back, I'd have a hard time not getting out of it. But I might have bought this high volume shoot up right here. Anyway, this one's closing kind of weak too. So being as a couple of these are closing weak, and 3 out of 4 stocks follow the market, I wonder if the market has been dropping the last several minutes. And yep, sure enough, look at the S&P 500 ETF. You can see the S&P 500 has been dropping the last several minutes. So when I talk about 3 out of 4 stocks follow the market and how that affects even the small stocks that we're getting in and out of, you can kind of see a good example of that right here. The S&P, which is a good overall example of the market, has been dropping the last several minutes. And then we look at our stocks that we've been watching, and we had a drop there, and we had a drop there on this one. We had a drop there on this one. So you can just see that stocks do tend to follow market. When the market ends up selling off, a lot of the times the smaller stocks that people like me are day trading will also sell off. So anyway, it's a good thing. I make my money on very small moves in and out, trade very scared. So that's a good thing, but I'd prefer if the market kept going up also. Anyway, that's about all I got for today. Made $142, getting close to that 2,000 mark, which is good. We'll see how quickly I can grow this thing and get above the PDT. I'll keep doing recaps and things every day that I trade anyway. And then as I have time, because I do work full time and take care of my kiddos. So as I have time, I'll be making videos. Might make one on the PDT or about other topics. If you have something that you want me to cover, go ahead and let me know in the comments or shoot me a message. Thanks for stopping by. This is Tim with Nomad Trading signing off. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, give me a dislike, whatever. Tell me what you thought, what you liked, what you think I should do videos about in the future. If you're sitting there at your bullshit day job, tired of it, looking for a way out, you've come to the right place. You're on the right track. Trading is a way to make that happen. My motto is let trading set you free, and it really is true. Trading can set you free. It's a path towards working from home and doing something that you enjoy. To me, there's nothing better than trading. So, like I said, shoot me a message, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, tell me what I can do better, and take care.